Yes, the 2015 P68 Chateau Bianca Pinot Gris is hopefully going to be a winner for us. Of course, we're always looking for winners at Grocery Outlet, and we always want to keep in mind that we are looking for $5 and under. Yes, $5 and less. So we are at $3.99, comfortably in our price point zone. And as we can see, at one point in time, this wine was probably a little bit more expensive. I think we saw $12 there at one point. Now, I did reach out to Chateau Bianca and try to figure out exactly what P68 is in their family of wines, where it kind of stacks up. And I didn't get a response back, which is fine. But hopefully what we're going to find is that it's going to be not a lesser wine than the Chateau Bianca regular bottling of Pinot Gris, but actually a better one. You never know. But taking a look at the package, and again, we always like to look at the package, we can see that we have a pretty decent punt, which indicates that it's not going to be marketed as a cheaper wine per se. We always like to do the foil test, and we always want to see whether we have plastic or no plastic. And as we can see, we're struggling here trying to get the plastic off, and it is indeed primarily plastic, which would indicate that it's not going to be too serious of a wine. But again, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that here. Again, let's go ahead and take a look at the closure. We are dealing with cork on this bottle, and cork is something that I guess we all kind of take for granted. That's going to be part of the program when we buy a bottle of wine in most cases. But not always. You sometimes do have screw caps on white wines, but for whatever reason, the P68 bottling is with cork. So again, we're looking at the cork itself for an idea of how well it's been taken care of, and we do see that it does have some moisture to it, and we do see that it's a composite. So this sort of cork is made from lots of tiny little pieces of cork that are then compressed together to form the shape of a cork. Again, talking about the stemware, we're talking about a 4-pack of white wine glasses from Target. I think it's $5 for the 4-pack, so $1.25, sitting just where we want to be for our budget wine budget. So again, we are going to take a look at our wine here, and first of all, we always want to kind of take a look at the nose, take a look at the color with a white wine background. And we can kind of see that it is pale. Don't really see too much of that kind of distinctive copperiness that you can sometimes get in the Pinot Gris. But it certainly is a beautiful kind of champagne straw sort of color, right? And then again, we're always looking at the rim of the color, so we can kind of see if there is any discoloration there, which is an indicator of wine that might be slightly flawed. And we don't see that. We just see really pretty, clear, very attractive color. So then let's take a chance in trying to see what we can smell in this wine. Now, we always remember we want to keep wine out for 10 minutes before we try it from the fridge, kind of warm it up a bit so that we do have a chance to get some of the nose. And then, of course, the longer it stays out, the more it'll allow your your nose to kind of pick up more things. Now, I am a little under the weather today, so we'll certainly do my best to try to figure out exactly what we have here, but it's a little bit stuffy right now, so. But what I am getting is kind of a nice honey sort of nose to it, which is very seductive in my modest opinion. I'm also getting some kind of floral notes, kind of blossoms, apple blossoms, peach blossoms, very, very attractive, very nice. And again, my wheels are turning, trying to figure out what I want to eat with this. Of course, Pinot Gris is a very nice foil to lighter fare, right? So chicken, fish, other seafood. Now, I was boning up on my descriptors from Jancis Robinson, who is one of my heroes in the world of wine. And she talks about the fact that Pinot Gris tend to not have as much acidity as you would think they would have. They also tend to be a little bit fuller bodied than you would think that, that a Pinot Gris would be, which is a little bit of unusual. Now, we are talking about Pinot Gris versus Pinot Grigio in a lot of context, the Pinot Grigio from Italy. And in most cases, they are a little bit different. Pinot Gris from Oregon tend to have a little bit more character, a little bit more structure. Certainly we've all had Italian Pinot Grigios, and with a few exceptions, they're not very notable wines, but they certainly do the trick. So we did have a chance to take a look at the website, and the 2017 Pinot Gris is current release right now, so we're a couple releases back. We always like to talk about why this wine ended up at $3.99. Well, quite frankly, it is an early drinking wine, and kind of looking at the colors, an early drinking style as well would be my idea. And for whatever reason, it just didn't move in the time frame that it needed to move. So it is absolutely our gain at $3.99. So let's go ahead and see what we got here on the palate. Again, kind of that honey note definitely comes through in the mouth. It's again kind of lower acidity, which again Jancis Robinson didn't warn us, right? She told us that it might be like that. It does have a little bit of a kind of a sweetness to it. Didn't actually check the alcohol percentage on this. Can't quite figure it out. I'm going to guess it's probably in the 12 range. But it certainly is finishing kind of with kind of those kind of high green notes that you get, kind of melony, kind of apple-y, kind of a little zest, citrus zest going through it as well. So definitely thinking seafood, definitely thinking something, again, not overpowering, but I think I have a good idea in mind. So let's go ahead and have a toast to National Wine Day, which was yesterday actually, and hopefully everyone had a nice glass of wine to celebrate National Wine Day. I know I did. And let's dig around in the kitchen and see if we can find something to go with this very delicious, if not simple, 2015 P68 Vineyards Pinot Gris.